as I told you, I've canceled. Well, it's been a while that I canceled my WWE Network.
I'm very disappointed in you for
They got to do better.
canceling.
They have to do better.
You sound like all the people complaining about Game of Thrones.
You know what though? I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I will binge it. I will.
Okay.
After the wedding, I will binge it.
Okay.
We're gonna binge it together.
Okay.
Because I just love binging shows. Like
You just love
like
binging.
how I binged the Marvel movies. I just like to I want to be able to
just sit there, just consume
the
it all.
The next one.
See,
you know?
I have two schools of thought on that. I love doing that because you can get it all done. However, with things like the Marvel movies and like Game of Thrones, I like having that time after to like talk about it. And
Sure.
Wait a second. You know, what was that guy doing? Wait a second. Oh, did you see that little thing in the corner of the screen that, you know, Easter egg or whatever? Like that kind of stuff. That's what I love doing.
Yeah. Coming out with your own theories and what's going to happen.
Imagine instead of just going next, give it to me. Next. Give me more.
And you like the ending, right?
Of everything I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of Game of Thrones. Because
yes,
a lot of people, obviously, that was the big talk this past week of just how many people hated it.
Well, those people are spoiled.
When those people have never seen Lost, apparently.
Well, that
might have been the history of worst endings to any show ever.
Yeah. I mean, that Dexter. I'm not sure if you watched Dexter, the ending of Dexter. I'm seeing a lot of that on the internet too. People complaining about that. It's like,
yeah, I related to Sopranos, like how that just
Sopranos
got black. Oh,
great!
I know.
I love that ending.
People still hate that ending. It's still talked about, but I loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome because it left it open for interpretation, and that's what art does. You know, art is supposed to leave things open for interpretation, and that's what that ending was. You know.
Hey, some people say that Walter White wasn't really dead at the end of Breaking Bad.
Some people do, you know. But guess what? That show's over.
It's over.
And he did. So
they come on the movie?
I don't know.
I thought they were coming out with a
I hope not. Anytime they ever come out,
Sopranos movie, they are.
Yeah,
they're making it right now.
They're making the pre-Sopranos movie.
Yes, back when he was a kid, in which his son is playing.
Right, that's cool. To have
cool.
your son play you in a movie, obviously after he passed. I mean, that's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. That's going around though. That was like the NWA movie.
Oh yeah.
Straight Outta Compton, right? That was Ice Cube's son, played Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that going around.
But anyway, I'd like to have it. You know, I mean, it's not a big deal. I just kind of canceled it out of like spite, I guess, because I just haven't been happy with the product. There was too many weeks in a row where you're just seeing the two same guys just in the same matches, and like none of the other, you know, up and comers were like really getting the opportunity to like, you know, get some airtime and face new opponents. It was just getting very bland. I'm like, you know what? I could just, you know, have this direct deposited withdrawn out of my account every month. It's not a big deal. It's $10, but it's like, you know what? I think if WWE started to see maybe an effect in that or something, like maybe they'll wake up a little bit. Probably not. I'm one person, but I'd like to have it back. I look forward to the pay-per-views, but I'm just like, you know what? You can go on YouTube right now, an hour after it's over, and just watch the highlights.
That's a big deal. Like a lot of people are doing it. And then actually now on the weekly shows, you can watch them on Hulu. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
okay.
They're condensed, but they just get rid of like, you know, things with Zack Ryder.
They used to do that, and they used to just rerun it on USA at like 2 a.m. on like Saturdays.
Yeah,
I don't know if they still do that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be that guy that just waits for the highlights because like I like watching it. So I'd like to watch it like, you know, I come here for a Rumble, WrestleMania. But you know, so you obviously like the Brock.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. So we got 3 days of wrestling we need to discuss.
Okay.
All right. It was it May 20 something? Third?
I think it's the third. Yeah.
So it's Thursday. All right, so we just previously watched Money in the Bank on Sunday, and then obviously Raw and SmackDown Monday and Tuesday. And I thought Money in the Bank was awesome. I thought it started off a little slow for me, but where it went was amazing. Amazing. You didn't like it?
Well, again, I watched the highlights.
You didn't watch the actual...
No, how was I going to watch it?
I don't know.
But I do my research, and I watch the highlights. And from what I understood, like it opened up with the women's Money in the Bank match.
Yep.
I heard there were a bunch of botches in the match.
You know, I didn't. I'll be honest. I was cooking dinner during that match, so I saw a lot of good hot spots, the high spots and stuff like that.
It looked good.
I saw the ending.
Highlights.
I mean, I thought they did well. I mean, I didn't notice anything too crazy, but it's hard. I mean, you're working with ladders.
Who do you feel the crowd was pulling for? I mean, I know you said you were cooking dinner, but like, was there anyone like you feel like
Bailey?
You think they was going for Bailey anyway?
Yeah. Okay. Who else was there to root for? No one. The only other face was Naomi. I guess Nikki Cross, maybe a little bit.
Ember Moon, right?
Yeah, Ember Moon, and I guess Natalia flip flops every now and then. Who knows what she's doing?
I'm so sick of her.
But like, that was it.
She does nothing for me at all.
Who, Natalia?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, Natalia's
it's like, please stop forcing her down our throats.
They're not. I mean, she's a great utility person.
That's it.
Well, that's her job.
And keep it at that.
Well, that's her job. Like, her job is to teach these other women how to wrestle. I mean,
you know what I think did it? Like, when I used to watch episodes of Total Divas, she has the ugliest fucking cat I've ever seen in my life. Her cat, and she's obsessed with it.
Two Paws?
It's so fucking ugly. Like, I think that's what made me hate her. It was just, she's like, oh my God. You said, like, show her cat. I'll be like, why the fuck are you obsessed with that cat? It's so terrible looking.
Well, because it's hers,
I know.
Two Paws. I mean, yeah, that was, it was a decent match. The ending was cool. I'm still waiting for Sonya Deville to fucking take off.
Right?
Like.
Agreed. 100%.
See, we don't agree on a lot, but we agree on that.
100%.
Yeah, man.
She needs to.
She needs to take off. She's doing so good right now. She's backing up. She's playing support character to Mandy, but she's the focus though. Like everyone's kind of looking at her. It's like when The Rock was in Nation. Like everyone was looking at The Rock, right?
Right.
No one gave a shit about Farouk.
And like they're like pushing Mandy, but they're not pushing Mandy. It's weird. It's like they're putting her in a big spot, but like
I think it's an old Texas switch because they want to push Sonya.
Okay.
But I think they're gonna do the they're pushing Mandy because like she's the blonde and she's good. She's good on the mic.
With those blondes, he loves those blondes.
So do I.
He pushes those. He pushes those blondes. He always has.
Yeah, but I will say this. I will say Sonya Deville has the best spear in the business right now.
Okay.
Hands down. Go look it up.
She's great. She's talented as hell.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And but she needs to be in the spot that they had Ronda Rousey in. Like she needs to be the dominant MMA style beat your ass girl, right? And she can pose a threat to like Becky in like because Becky's great, but like she's not. I don't think she's the best wrestler. I think she's very loose in her wrestling. Like she doesn't wrestle the way she talks. Like she talks a big game like she's gonna whoop your ass, but she wrestles soft. And like I don't know if it's her style or the way she throws her punches, the way she throws her elbows and things like that. But like Sonya looks like she can mess somebody up.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a good enough taste of Sonya yet. We need more of her. We need her singles. We need her, to like stand out more and not so much. We need
Mandy to get somewhere. And when Sonya double crosses Mandy, it's kicking Marty Jannetty through the fucking window. You know what I mean? Like
barbershop all over.
That's where you bring her out.
I mean, yeah, I can definitely see that. But all the women. I mean, I still think Charlotte's probably the best technical out of all of them, but that's probably because of her background. I just, from watching all of them compete, I mean, I still think athletically in the ring, she's probably still the best.
She is, few can compare. And like, also she's just physically.
She's a specimen.
Like, ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like she has that gene. She has that nature boy gene in her where she's bigger than everybody, she's stronger than everybody, she's more agile, she's more balanced, she's more, she's more seasoned. She's definitely, smoother as far as her wrestling. All the women are very good, but they don't have that smoothness to them. Like you watch AJ Seth Rollins, you know what I mean? Like your eyes don't blink. You're glued to it because they are just boom, 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 boom. Got it. Whereas the women, there's always like a little bit of hesitation. Yep. They're just not 100% confident unless it's like Becky Charlotte or Charlotte Sasha Banks or something like that. You know what I mean? Or Charlotte, whoever. Charlotte Natalia, amazing. You know what I mean?
Probably why Charlotte gets.
She deserves
all the big moments. She's the most crisp. I agree.
Yeah. They just. I feel like they just don't. They don't have that gear where it's like, I could really screw this up, or this is going to look awesome, and go for it. They have that little hesitation. Yeah. And that throws things off a little bit. Most of them, not all of them.
Dana Brooke is she does that all the time.
Yeah.
She could be queen of hesitation.
Yeah, but she's not confident in the move, or she's not confident in who she's working with. I don't know what the interpersonal relationships are. I don't know what the levels of athletes are. But like when people are in there with Asuka, like Asuka Charlotte's amazing match. Like Asuka knows what the hell she's doing. Like she doesn't hesitate. The only time she hesitates is when she knows that the other person's not paying attention. Like you'll see it. She'll throw a kick and she'll have to hold it back because the person wasn't ready for it, and otherwise she's gonna really kick them in the head. And that's the recipient's fault. You know what I mean? Like they gotta be on her level. She's moving this fast. You gotta move that fast too.
Of course.
You know?
Isn't it wild how quick, like, they just buried her and Shinsuke?
Well, yeah.
And last year they both like main evented their own title match.
That's how
it's unreal.
But listen, they both won the Royal Rumble. They both main evented their title match in WrestleMania. How could you say they're getting buried?
Well, last year.
How?
And from them to now, I mean, you could take.
That's what happens. It's an ebb and flow. It's someone else's turn.
I feel like Vince will push people based off of where he needs to, you know. For instance, Jinder Mahal. He held the title for a while, but I believe it was because they just got like the network in India.
I'm probably sure it has something to do
So
with
it's
that,
like, let's throw the title on him, get those subscriptions.
Yeah.
We got a bunch.
It'll shake things
and
up.
now we'll bury it. Now you don't even see him anymore. You know,
Well, he's not very good.
Well, I'm just saying.
He
It's
looks
like,
awesome.
it's all about strategy. You know,
course.
like Shinsuke, maybe they did it for, he's from Japan, I think. You know, it's, you know, I feel like, you know, and I know Kofi is big right now, but I mean, he's more of a veteran, but I mean, it's quite possible like he's just going to be another stepping stone, and then next year he'll be competing for the United States Championship, you know, so.
You know, it's hard because it depends on how we want to look at the business, right? Do you want to look at it from that perspective, right, where like we're actually analyzing Vince McMahon's decisions as future champion, or do you want to look at it as if it was like Game of Thrones or, you know, Breaking Bad, where their characters in a story and we're talking about the story, right? So like if you're talking just about like the real side of it, it's like, yeah, of course, Vince is doing all those decisions because that's what makes money and that's what is best for business. But if we're talking about just storyline wise, you know, we could look at it in two different perspectives.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I just, you know, we've been watching it for a long time, and I just don't fall for that stuff. I mean, when I was a kid, but like, look, you push this guy. He was a main eventer. He was the champion, and now he's nothing. You're telling me like he would win all these big men. He would beat Roman Reigns. He would beat John Cena. Okay, the guys on top of the WWE universe, on top of the wrestling world, and now he can't even compete with No Way Jose. Like, I'm not buying it. You know what I'm saying? I did it as a kid. I don't buy it anymore. You know, it's like, are you good? Can you compete on this level? Then stay at this level. If you can, then you're down here.
Right.
It's like to just go like this all the time. I don't know. I find it weird.
Right.
I don't know. It bothers me.
But well, I mean, what's the alternative though?
Just keep the creative gears going. Like, don't just put him away and take him back out whenever you need him. Find something for him. Keep it interesting. I mean, there's so much talent there, dude, that just gets wasted. Like, okay, AEW, excited about this.
Yeah.
All hell.
Yeah.
You know, some people are like, I don't think they have enough talent. I think they do.
I
think they have a lot of talent.
I don't think they have enough talent either.
I mean,
but they have some good talent, but
yeah. They got to have, let's see, you never know. You know, they got to have their matches, but like, let's say like, you know, they have like Ty Dillinger is over there now. You know, I mean, he seemed to have a big following in WWE, but he just didn't get the push.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he'll turn some heads. You never know. But like, those are the type of guys where it's like, can't you do anything with them? Like, can't you like even back when we were kids, like, let's just say like someone like Jake the Snake Roberts. Okay, he never held a title.
He did.
Which one?
Intercontinental Championship?
No, he never did. He never held the Intercontinental Championship.
You sure?
Positive. Never held it. Okay. But people loved him. They were creative with him. He still fought big names.
Right. Because he didn't need a title.
Right. That's like Braun Strowman.
Right.
But
and Bray Wyatt.
Right. But I'm saying there were so many of those guys back then. You know, I know like British Bulldog. Okay. He won the IC. He had the tag team later on. And then he beat Bret at SummerSlam 92. But like, even before that, you know, like, he was straight mid-card, but he was they had a lot of guys in that category. Big Boss Man, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, all those guys where they were creative with them and they used them in a different way that they just don't know how to do now. That's my opinion.
Yeah. But that was also during an era where it was character driven.
It was the best era.
What, early 90s? You think that was better than the Attitude Era? When all that shit died? Like, everything you're talking about died because Steve Austin told everybody to start fucking themselves.
Well, I will say this, bro. After, what do you want to call it? The golden era, I guess, is what they called it.
The 80s?
The 80s into the early 90s.
80s is the golden
era, right? Then they went into the, I think it was like the new era, right? Where Brett, Sean, Yokozuna, and then you started getting a little ridiculous.
The Lex Express.
Lex Express. Dude, then you're like, Doink, Duke, the Dumpster.
Isaac Yankem.
God, Isaac Yankem. Okay. The Attitude Era, I think it was just, that era. It was good as it was. It was like a breath of fresh air, like from that stuff. But like now they have, what are they, the Viking Raiders?
Oh my God.
What are they, is he doing this again? Like, are you kidding?
No, first, hold on. So they were the War Raiders in NXT, and they were badass, and their chant was war, war, war. So they would do it. They'd come out and go, war, war.
I love it. Sounds great.
Can't say war in a family friendly. Say what I'm saying.
Family friendly.
Thank you. Can't talk about war. Can't do war stuff. All right. So then they changed it to the Viking Experience, which makes no sense. And I don't know how. Listen, there are things that slip through the cracks. And that's one of them.
War.
Yeah, it used to be Raw is War.
Why?
It's because it's a snowflake world now that we live in. And we don't want these little kids to, they can turn on the news and see war every single day, but we can't mention it on wrestling. Just like you can't say, oh, he killed him. You can't say something like that. You can't.
He's hurting his own brand. And I heard that AEW's TV 14. I mean, it could have a big effect,
Well, did you see their pay-per-view, All In, where they had like a druid army of giant dicks walk out?
No,
you didn't see that with Joey Ryan?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, it was crazy. I was like, what are these guys doing?
I'm just excited. Like, I feel like they need some form of competition.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, of course.
And in the fall, they're going to be on TNT. They're going to have a weekly show. I don't know if it's going to be weekly, but they have a contract with TNT. So it's going to be, I don't know what days. I don't think that's even finalized or how often they're going to be on. But Vince needs something. He needs some competition because it's almost like, well, there's nothing else really. So you're just going to have to watch what I give you. You know what I'm saying? I think this is the best thing for WWE.
Because he's not God anymore, right? He's not calling everything because there's other things that can happen. All right. So what else do we have on Money? Let's pull up the.
Well, I mean, so obviously
match list.
Bailey won that match.
Yeah. Did you see the ending?
Yeah, it was Mandy Rose, right? And Bailey ran up and just basically pushed her off.
But what happened? No, what happened was Sonya Deville, who wasn't in the match, came in, put Mandy Rose on her shoulders, carried her up the ladder.
Really?
Had her trying to reach the thing, and then Bailey came up and knocked them both off. But Sonya Deville, man, killing it.
I think they should turn Kofi into this cocky guy.
You want to turn Kofi, huh?
Not turn him, but I feel like they should make him this cocky champ, where Woods and Big E just kind of who do you think you are type, and then just maybe
I don't know. I think they're
member of the New Day.
They're fighting against that. I think that was originally the plan. I've sensed that because he did come out cocky that second.
A little bit,
but I don't think they want to do that. They're together. They're boys,
Yeah.
That's what they want to do.
But everything comes to an end.
Yeah. All right. What are the matches from Money Back? So we had Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
Oh yeah. Which people are very surprised that was just put together so quickly. I mean, that could have been a match that was just built up. That's a possible WrestleMania main event match right there.
Yeah, but they do that all the time. They always give you the match. They do. They always give it to you early, and you get a taste of it. And then, when they do build it up, it's like, oh, remember when they wrestled? Remember Seth beat AJ? It's WrestleMania? But then there's the men's Money in the Bank, which is probably the best ending to a Money in the Bank I've ever seen. And I might be in my minority on this one.
Well, you're a Brock guy.
It's not just being a Brock guy. You got to understand why Brock is important.
Go ahead.
So, the sheer mention of Brock sends bigger ripples across the WWE universe than like anything else.
I can understand that.
So when you have a match, right, where you got all these guys, Finn Balor going through friggin' ladders like crazy, Ricochet getting thrown around like a rag doll, Baron Corbin just crushing guys, and Ali's climbing the ladder, right? Ali, who didn't get his opportunity, who got injured and Kofi took it, right? All that emotion. There's only one person that can crush that. And that's Brock Lesnar.
He's like the Thanos of WWE.
He's the Thanos of WWE. 100%. 110 million %.
He's the Thanos.
Yeah. And Paul Heyman's his little fucking guy with, that was
the
like.
wizard?
Yeah. Yeah, the guy was like.
Am I telling you the names of these characters right now?
I forget his name. It's hard to say. I know what it is, but it's hard to say.
I know.
But, yeah, man. Because there's no one better on the mic than Paul Heyman, and there's no more impressive looking person in WWE than Brock Lesnar. So as a visual and as an audio, like you hear Paul Heyman going crazy, Brock looking like a monster. There's no better formula for just views, just eyes on the screen than Brock Lesnar.
So are you okay? Because I hear rumors that it's going to be him and Seth at Saudi Arabia. Was it Super Showdown?
Super Showdown, yeah.
So I'm hearing rumblings that he's going to challenge Seth again. He's going to beat Seth. I mean, obviously, this is the way anything can happen. Right. But from what I'm watching and reading, that's what the plan is. Yeah. So would you be okay again for Brock, who is clearly part-time, who doesn't wrestle regularly on Raw, to hold that title again, to occasionally defend it? I mean,
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't give a fuck about the Universal title.
I agree. In my opinion, WWE Championship, Intercontinental, tag. That's it. Old school.
Yeah.
When you have all these titles, it just makes the importance of having it like just less important. Like it's almost like no big deal. There's so many.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's they've just lost the ability to just, have people work at, look, there's this, IC and the heavyweight championship. And like when it's fewer titles like that, they become more valuable.
They do, but I get it because you got to think what they're simulating, right? They're simulating like a fighting world, right? So these are superheroes that battle in an arena and they need to fight. Now, if you want to make it a sports entertainment scenario, you got to compare it to other things. Boxing, 57 titles. UFC, like there's a UFC title every 10 pounds, So it's like there's a lot of titles, right?
Yeah, I mean,
if you look at WWE right now, I think they're at what? 11 or 14?
Everything's a title match.
Yeah, but they also have two brands that they're trying to create their own competition. Now, with AEW coming in, maybe you can cut down on some titles because now you can combine things. But like the Universal Championship, that's the I Beat Brock title. That's what that title is. That title is for the person that is big enough in the company that can hold a victory over Brock Lesnar. There is no other reason to have that title. Anyone that beats Seth for that title, I don't care. Because they didn't beat Brock. That's Brock's title to lose.
Brock's title.
The actual like WWE Championship is somewhat irrelevant because of the Universal title and how big it was with Brock and everything like that, but it's still the WWE Championship.
It's still the title.
And if you know what would make that title more important? Make it look different.
They all look the same.
They all look the same except for the tag team titles. Yeah. Tag team titles look a little different, but that's why when you see someone with the tag team titles, it's like, oh.
And the 24/7 title.
Oh my God. Like you have access to the most creative people on the planet, and that's the title, that design that you come up with.
It looks like a token to like an arcade.
It looks like a belt buckle.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's so blah.
It's bad. And it looks like they just threw it together like,
yeah,
we're going to do this next Thursday. And they went to like the local fucking, trophy shop.
Did you see Foley holding it? It was like falling out.
Oh,
like
and you have
talking.
fucking.
I'm like, Mick, come on, man. You're making us look bad right now.
No, he's not. He's representing Long Island to a fucking
know.
T.
Dude, they
Lovable
booed
idiots. That's what
when
we
he
all
took it out.
Because everyone knew it was shit.
I know.
If he pulled out the old school hardcore title, the place would have lost their minds.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I
Lost their
wish.
minds. Because like the little kids, no idea what
It's
that
a
is.
way of saying hardcore without saying hardcore.
Right.
It's a joke.
It's a little bit of a joke.
It's a joke. They don't deserve my $10 a month. I'm sorry.
However, did you watch Raw and SmackDown?
I watched Raw, SmackDown. I had to watch highlights because I was wedding shit that night.
Right. No excuses. But R-Truth has that title.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
there is no better person to have that title than R-Truth because that guy is hysterical.
Dude, that whole thing is a clown show.
That's
and
what,
it needs to
that's
be
what it's
treated that way.
supposed. But that's what it's supposed to be. It can't always be serious.
But, dude, they are wasting, in my opinion, and I'm calling him Bobby Roode. I don't care about this Robert Roode bullshit. Bobby Roode can be such a top heel. He could be that guy that shows up in the Gucci suits and the fucking $300 or $1,000, $2,000 sunglasses
Right.
and just hold the fucking title. He can be that guy. Keep the mustache. I see that where he can just be that top heel, like he's the shit. That type of, who was that kind of who was that type of champion?
The Rock.
At one point, yeah, I guess.
Most of it.
Yeah. Like
The Rock was more heel champion than he was face champion.
yeah. Dude, I think he can be
Well, maybe not.
I think he's being wasted. I think he can be that type of
I think you're crazy.
really.
I think as much as you know what, I don't know. I don't know enough about him. I know all I know from Bobby Roode because I didn't watch him in TNA.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch him in NXT. But all I know from him is what he did in WWE, and he sucks on the mic. And I'm sorry, but like that's to me as a wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan my whole life, just like you. To me, if you have to be good on the mic, if you're not great in the ring, but you're really good on the mic, you can get better in the ring. But there's something about having natural mic skills. Ric Flair was not the greatest wrestler because he was the greatest wrestler. Ric Flair was the greatest wrestler because he ran his mouth and you couldn't stop him. You know?
So then would you agree that someone like Roman Reigns should not be where he is?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yes. That's the
you support
reason why
your theory?
people don't like Roman Reigns because A, he tucks his pants into his boots and that's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. You're not fucking walking through mud. Pull your fucking pants out of your boots. If he just pulled his pants, that would change his whole look and people would actually like him. I guarantee that.
Right.
And he sucks on the mic. He's too nonchalant. He's too like, I don't give a shit about what's going on right now. I'm cool. I'm Hawaiian or whatever.
Brock sucks on the mic too.
What?
Brock sucks on the mic
Yeah.
too.
And that's why he
When
went
it's
out and got Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I know.
Because he recognized, he's like, hey guys, I suck on the mic, or whoever did. And then they're like, yeah, and he's amazing on the microphone. I will say it till the day I die. Paul Heyman is the greatest on the mic all time.
Ever.
Without a doubt. You can't, I mean, you can argue other people, but there is no one better than Paul
He's
Heyman on the
great.
microphone.
No, he's top 3 in my opinion.
Who's better?
I do not necessarily think that they're better. I
right,
just
well,
don't. I just can't.
Who's in your top 3 with him that may be better?
The Rock.
You're crazy.
No. I think you have to go back and watch some of those promos.
I watch him all the time.
Dude, he was flawless.
Yes, but he also those were all scripted for him. Those were all, every single one of them was written out. At least that's the word on the street.
If it's true, bro, like he's still. I mean,
But he delivers.
yeah,
Right. He
You know what
delivers.
I'm saying? I mean,
amazing. But like Paul Heyman is on. It's just Paul Heyman. Like from ECW days, he would just give him a microphone and let him go, and he could just go.
yeah.
Who else can do that? Punk.
Oh, Punk was good.
You know.
Punk was good.
But like right now,
I mean, the pipe bomb. He said, "Go out there, say whatever you want." He
Right.
did it,
Yeah.
and it was fucking good.
yeah. But it wasn't. But you know what? It wasn't Paul Heyman good?
Again, I'm not gonna rank them. I'm just saying I think they're in the top 3.
I think Corey Graves is up there. He does well, but
He's good.
but he does a lot of like, you could tell he studied and did his homework. Like he does a lot of Bobby Heenan. He does a lot of Jesse Ventura. You know, like because he grew up with it, right?
Yeah,
That's what
he
was
plays
into.
that role.
But he knows like he takes some of their things, like their mannerisms, shit. Where I just feel like Paul Heyman is unmatched in every way. Like even in any sport, in any trash talking environment, who's better than Paul Heyman? Like even Conor McGregor, Paul Heyman would light Conor McGregor up like
Yeah,
a
Conor
Christmas
McGregor.
tree, wouldn't he? Like Conor would come in, right? Because he's eventually going to get to the WWE. You got to think that. Brock, Ronda, Conor, of course. You're crazy if you don't think he's coming. That's what they would do. Brock, Conor. It would be in a WWE ring, and then just Paul Heyman going at it with Conor McGregor. Oh my God, it'd be amazing. This is trash talk city.
Yeah, they were all great, man. You know who might be the absolute worst at that?
The worst at that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's such a longer list. Who is the worst? All right, hold on.
I mean, who messes up essentially every time they're out there with a microphone?
Shane McMahon. Bobby Lashley, without a doubt. Is one of the worst.
he just doesn't have the skills.
He's
but I'm talking
been
about,
doing this for 15 years. She needs to figure that out already.
Well, look, some people can't do it. Brock can't do it. Lashley can't do it. That's why Lashley had what's his name with him,
Oh, Leo Rush,
who was apparently leaving.
is he?
I think so. No, dude, Hogan.
Oh, Hogan.
Bad.
Oh, yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's old now, but
He was never good.
yeah.
He was never. I mean, well, that's not true. He was good at saying the things he needed to say
Yeah.
for his gimmick.
Yes.
Right.
But out there in the
"Let me
ring on the
tell you
mic,
something, brother, and just go
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, Macho Man.
so good.
I mean, amazing.
So good.
Ultimate Warrior. Not great.
No. Some people will just be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, the
is
the
he
best guys on the
talking
mic
about?"
weren't like, like, I mean, shit, Honky Tonk Man was hilarious. Jeff Jarrett recently, like, because they're just in my head because they were, but he was great on the microphone.
Yeah,
He would
Jeff
talk
Jarrett
shit.
was good.
Road Dogg.
Yeah, he's good too.
I'm trying to think WCW. Who was good on the mic in WCW? Jericho.
Jericho's another
overall.
one.
I
Great.
mean, he's probably one of the best wrestlers of all time.
Oh, his mic too.
Yeah.
Both.
Whole total package.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Dude, the guy got over a scarf
That's true.
and a fucking clipboard.
And a
like
list, yeah.
Yeah, and just dumb things. Like
I watched a
literally going like this and then getting a fucking pop that.
You ever listen
Close.
to Busted Open?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you hear his interview on there?
I saw it on YouTube. I
Yeah.
didn't.
He was like when he showed up to AEW, like one of his first appearance, he was wearing the shiny jacket.
Yeah.
And he's like, no.
Yeah.
He like took it off. No, this gimmick is done.
Yeah. I'm
know.
change it up.
Yeah.
And he gets it, and he works. He gets it to work. It's amazing what he does. He's got some of the dumbest things
So
over. You know who might be the best on the mic, like current genre, like current world? Like obviously Paul Heyman goes back.
current roster.
Yeah, current era
Let me think.
wrestling.
Oh, era?
Yeah, current era.
They're still there?
Like current era right now. Like so whatever this era is called.
Okay.
This.
Are they still like performing?
Yes, wrestler who I think is just miles ahead of a lot of people.
What brand are they on? Miz?
Yeah,
Miz is great.
Miz. How good has he been?
He's
doing?
great.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he'll be back in the title picture. He'll be back soon.
I thought they'd missed an opportunity to do Miz, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania like that everyone kind of wanted, but Miz is the face and Bryan's the heel. That's how you do that match because they've seen it a million times, but they've never seen it Miz face Bryan heel. And he did this awesome promo when it was AJ Bryan going back and forth for the title, right? And then Miz came in and did this promo. He's like, I've got next.
Yeah.
It was a great promo. It was awesome. The crowd was going crazy. It was really like the beginning of his face turn, right? Went nowhere. Ended up doing this whole bullshit with Shane McMahon for the past fucking 4 months.
Again.
Which is fun. It's cool. I guess it's great to see Shane and doing things and stuff like that. But like,
How long? That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, I understand building things up getting the big match in, maybe the rematch with a stipulation. But it's like, okay, we get it. What else do you got?
yeah. You do have to start new rivalries.
You have to.
That's what we're missing.
We're halfway through the year, and it's like I feel like it's been the same thing.
Well, Kofi's been different.
Oh yeah. Well, look, they said there's going to be some. I don't think there's been enough.
Let's talk about these tag team divisions. They're non-existent.
Well, I mean, again, it's
tag team. Who's the tag team champions of Raw right now?
On Raw.
Yeah. I want to see if you don't even know.
That's a good.
You don't even know who it is.
Oh, it's I'm drawing a blank. They just got it.
They're from Long Island.
Oh yeah, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins. That's right.
How about SmackDown?
SmackDown is. Who beat the Usos?
The Hardys.
And they had to give it up. Oh, it's Daniel Bryan and
Rowan.
Rowan.
That's your tag team.
Dude,
that's your tag team champions.
Tag teams basically are they're taking just single stars, just putting them together.
Well, yeah.
Rusev.
What else would it be?
Shinsuke. Okay, you guys are a tag team. Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan. All right, you're a tag team. Yeah. It's like.
Meanwhile, what they have, they're trying hard. Excuse me. With the Revival, they're trying hard.
Oh, bro, that whole shtick with the
back shaving thing.
Get the hell out, dude! What are they doing? Have him rolling around in the ring. Did you like that? I thought it was so fucking stupid.
But that's because you're 33 years old.
So stupid,
if you were 12, you would have loved it.
Yeah, but it's not like that anymore. When we were 12, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have this information. We thought that shit was legit. Now everyone can read anything, and we know the deal. For Christ, it's World Wrestling Entertainment. It's entertainment. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's entertaining.
We all know it's not real, and you're just gonna have them go out there. I mean, I'm sorry. I think people are more big now today on how good you are on the mic, how talented you are, and how much work you put into getting where you are. That's how you should be rewarded. Apparently, the who are we talking about?
The Revival?
The Revival. Apparently they're a good tag team, technically really good in the ring. The mic, haven't really heard them too much on the microphone, but I'm sure they're average.
Yeah, they're good.
And you have them rubbing their ass on the mat with some fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what you think of them, Vince? Putting them in this?
I don't mind it so much because it's kind of, and here's why. It's kind of like locker room bullshit. You know what I mean? Like when I was wrestling, like in high school and shit, like we always played pranks on each other. Like in the locker rooms and shit like that, or hockey locker rooms, like girls playing, you tie people's skates together or whatever. Like, it's just like locker room angst. And that's what's, that kind of keeps that athlete, I guess, visual, or I guess, they're athletes. Like they're athletes in a locker room, and kids probably think it's funny. And like, it is, you have to, there are certain things that you have to remember that this is targeted towards like 9-year-olds. Like,
I know.
So at a certain point, like we are so passionate and serious about it because we grew up with it and shit was real. But, there's still other shit that has to go on. Like, you remember the days of Attitude Era, right? You always think about, like, oh, man, The Rock, Austin, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, NWO, all that shit.
And
but we don't, but there was almost other shit that we don't even remember.
Well, they did those shticks during the Attitude Era, too.
Yeah.
But, like, the only difference was
no one talks about it, though.
Well, look, probably the only big difference is that most of them probably just, like, R-rated. So it made them... You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, anything Mark Henry did.
I mean, Mae Young giving birth to what was it? A hand?
Didn't make any sense.
It was right, stupid as shit. But like the sexual chocolate Mark Henry shit. When what's his name was next to the Big Show at the urinal, like.
Yeah, but remember the oddities?
that was just as the Attitude Era was like, it's like on the cusp.
No, it wasn't. That was deep mid Attitude Era. Yes, it was. It was just.
I don't count them as the Attitude
That was
Era.
during the time where it was a different audience they were appealing to. That was when ICP was coming out.
But dude, like
Remember that shit?
Rikishi.
Yeah, rubbing his ass up and too
and-
cool. Yeah.
Oh God.
That's what this is.
But like, you know what? It's like, don't like.
Shit, the Usos' dad.
half-ass it.
The Usos' dad was Rikishi doing that shit.
I know.
So like
But it's
that's
like,
what they're doing.
Do it. Go all in with it, or like,
Oh.
you know, what do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on like having the really good matches? Do you want to, you know, make it goofy? Like I don't know. I just feel like they just need a direction.
Well, dude, they have a direction. But again, now this is where we're getting into the. Are we talking about like the reality of what they do versus like the story? Because if we're talking about the reality of what they do, they know exactly what hour to put what. Like at the half-hour mark, we need something happy because a 15 minutes intro is all serious. Like you open up Monday Night Raw, you get 15 to 20 minutes of serious shit. Your head guy talking to your other head guy, setting up the main event, right? What comes after that? A tag match or a women's match, right? just to lighten the mood and show some good wrestling, right?
Yeah.
What comes after that? Right, another match probably in the mid-card range. Boom, after that, your second hour, you get your second hour topic. Now that's your second story, main story coming out, right? That's like the women's championship. They're going to do their thing, or maybe vice versa, depending on how it goes. 15 minutes later, you got to lighten the mood again. What do you do? There's Zack Ryder, or there's a Revival getting like, stuff in their shorts.
Yeah.
And then boom, you hit him with Braun Strowman. And then everyone's like back into it again because he was sleeping a second ago watching the Revival.
Yeah.
It's all designed that way. You know what I mean? So when you think of it that way, it's like everything they're doing is on purpose, right? There's no accidents. Nothing happens. That's accidents.
I have no doubt about that. I don't know.
But storyline wise, to keep the audience of people our age, yeah, it's stupid.
Maybe it's just maybe it's just me.
Well, it's not. I mean, their ratings or whatever, if that they are lower than that's been, whatever has been reported. I've been paying attention to that stuff, but. I will say this: I DVR them and watch them the next morning or next day, or I will sometimes I'll watch like the first hour live, but then like I'll hop on PS4 or whatever, like we do,
Yeah.
and then I'll watch it later. So like I don't know how that affects their ratings. I mean, I'm still watching it,
Right.
and also like if you're a wrestling fan, you're gonna watch it, like somehow or some way. It doesn't matter. Like what the ratings are that day, because you like you said, you're going to watch it on YouTube the next day. You're still there. You're still watching it. You're still getting it. So what difference does it make what the ratings are?
Oh, I mean, the ratings are the ratings. But there's definitely a passion for it still. I mean, I think that Daniel Bryan Kofi Kingston WrestleMania match was probably that match was fucking amazing. It was so good. But I don't know. Maybe just because I'm not young anymore, I'm not into that. Like when I just saw that segment with the Usos and Revival, it was just, I was like, really? Could you like, I don't care if you want to like do a segment where it's like funny and someone gets embarrassed, but like so they're just standing there. Everything's fine, right? Everything's cool. Usos come out. We put this in your underwear, blah, blah. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God. Oh, all of a sudden now they're going to feel it. It's like, dude, it was like, try and make it realistic. That's what I'm saying. It's fun. Those segments are fun, but try and make it realistic.
Yeah.
That was so...
Yeah. There's a million things they could have did.
Yes, exactly. Not against those, but like, you could do a little bit better. And that's why they're probably looking for writers.
All right. So then how about this, right? Talked about this. Talked about that.
So the next match was Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe.
Oh, let's talk about Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe. First of all, I love Samoa Joe.
Me too.
I think he's without a doubt, if not the
Another
best,
one good on the mic.
amazing on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Underrated on the mic, underrated in the ring. Amazing guy. Like, I don't know if it's him holding himself back. Like, maybe he just is beat up. Like, he has 2 knee braces. He's fucking 300 and something pounds. You know what I mean? Like, he can go out there and do his matches, but he can't be doing it every week because he doesn't wrestle every week. Or does he? I don't really know. He probably does, but he's just amazing. But like, he just lost to Ray.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing, I think. Because you don't want him to be the United States champion if you want him to go for Kofi's title after Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. Look, he, a perfect example. He is someone that can just go into that top level main event status and start rivaling with some of these guys, and I don't have to see fucking Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns again. Like, it's like, throw fucking Samoa Joe in there. That's a beautiful person that you could just mix in and make shit more creative.
Yeah. They need to strap a fucking rocket ship to him. Like,
Yeah,
if not next after next.
It's all about like relevance and status. If they could just like make a bunch of these guys that are just kind of like hanging there waiting and just make them more relevant, you'll have a lot more of those top tier guys and you can play around with it a lot more. I feel like there's only a select few on each show and it's just like, bro, push some of them, get more, get 10, get 12, mix them together.
I think they have that.
They don't.
No.
I'm telling you, they don't. Who are the top dogs on Raw right now?
On Raw, Seth Rollins.
Okay.
As far as faces? Or
anyone. Who is top tier main event?
Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Drew McIntyre, but he's been bouncing around.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of.
I like Drew. He's good on the mic too.
I like him too.
He's really good on the mic too.
I like him too.
I mean, honestly, it's been more about Becky Lynch.
Let's talk guys.
Why?
I mean, we'll get to the girls.
Because that's what it is.
We'll get to the girls.
I think the guys are suffering because the girls are doing so good.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm getting it either way. You know.
But you have about 1.5 right now. I'm being honest with you. Okay, now.
All right, hold on. I'm still thinking. Because I'm trying to.
I mean, 2 right off the bat on SmackDown is Kofi.
Oh, AJ Styles is on Raw.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's on Raw now too. Right. So you got AJ Styles. Okay, so you're like 2.5 right there.
Honestly, I'm a fan of Baron Corbin.
Okay,
I actually like him a lot. I think he's the best heel in the company. No one gets.
He's a great heel.
No one gets booed more than he does.
He's a great heel. I like how
except for Brock Lesnar.
I like how they still dress him up as like a corporate guy. He's not even.
I kind of like his look though. It's not bad.
It's just funny how it's like.
He was losing his hair. He went bald. I liked his old music better. I guess Bobby Lashley, but that's, when Bobby, I guess that's kind of your point, right? When Bobby Lashley is your top guy.
I wouldn't even count him. SmackDown, I mean, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Kofi. I threw Kevin Owens in there.
Hell yeah. Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I can't.
But SmackDown,
dude, SmackDown's
been a better
show. They're
show.
not at that level.
Yeah, but they're
fucking around with the United States title.
But that's what they're doing. And at least they're doing it together. At least you get to see Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe.
But again, you see him in the second match, bro. You see him in the second match. You know what the second match of a fucking pay-per-view is? It's like a quick skip.
It is true.
How many times have Rey Mysterio been in a 3-minute match?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's when Jericho was on Busted Open, the thing that really just set him off was how big was his and Kevin Owens.
I think I've heard him talk about this. Yeah. I think he thinks it was bigger than it was.
He definitely made it sound that way, bro. But
it wasn't the main thing that was going on.
It wasn't the main thing, but it was a big thing.
Yeah, because he wasn't wrestling Kevin Owens for the title.
And
remember, because Kevin Owens was Universal Champion, and he was going at it with Seth Rollins and whoever else was there. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, Jericho just kind of came in the back door.
But yeah, but they had that whole.
It was good.
Right. Yeah. And it was on, they were doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And then like how he just turned on Jericho and they had that whole,
the festival.
Yeah. So he was like, the second match, it's like, at least give me the respect. Like we had this going so well. People were following it. They loved it. Like either make us the very first match, like let's kick it off or like put us more towards closer. Like, I mean, he's like, it should have been the main event. I don't think it should have been the main event. But
it wasn't for
the second match is just kind of like.
I thought it wasn't for the title, or was it?
No, I don't think it was. I don't remember.
I don't know if it was or not.
It's like the first match. Everyone looks forward to the first match. Everyone's into it. Yes, big match. Oh, it's a big match. WrestleMania, that first match. Then it's like the second match is next. It's just kind of like whoever remembers the second match. So it's like, is that really how important you really thought that whole thing was, Vince? So he just kind of looked at it like, okay, I know where I am now with WWE. I know I've reached my ceiling. This is where they want me to be.
Not anymore.
Well,
because literally from now until the end of time, and the moment Jericho comes back to the WWE, it'll be the biggest thing that happens.
well, I don't see that happening anytime soon, considering he has a contract now with AEW.
Yeah, but it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, he went to Vince and said, "Can you match it?" And he said, "No, I'm not matching it."
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened to Kevin Nash. It's exactly the same thing.
So they're having like a 50-man battle royal.
Yeah, the over budget battle royal.
Is that what it is? I'm just curious to see.
I know Cody's wrestling Goldust.
Yeah, his brother.
That's pretty cool. They got to see that. See, the thing they're doing now, dude, is they're doing YouTube videos and shit like that, and doing social media storyline pushing. So like realistically,
they're not on TV yet.
They don't need to be.
Well,
I think the TV deal obviously it's gonna be huge for them, and it's gonna be great for a little while. But it wasn't. They're gonna lose what brought them to the table, because the fact that their shit was underground, like you had to be on YouTube to see it, but it was awesome because more people would watch it on YouTube than are watching TV.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's just fact.
Yeah,
there's way more people watching YouTube.
Well, look, it's like TV. Me watching the highlights. I watch it on YouTube,
right?
But again, like I feel like there just has to be that television factor there, because like let's say like unless you are a super hardcore wrestling fan, like Ring of Honor or New Japan, like I don't go out of my way to really watch them, because I'd have to follow them a different way than just watching them on TV. I'd have to, whether it's a streaming service or whatever it is, like I'm not gonna do that. But if they were on TV, then I'm like, okay, let me watch this a little bit. So you kind of need that element, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But so that was that situation. I'm just curious to see if like any like really like surprise big names show up and kind of say like, oh yeah, I'm like AEW now,
Well, that's interesting too, because right now Jericho's is he's the HBIC. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the head bitch in charge right now. But the moment someone bigger than him comes in, like what kind of rift is that going to create?
I'm not saying bigger than him, but like, let's say like a Dean Ambrose or something.
That's what I mean.
That.
Like any name from WWE right now is going to make more buzz than Jericho. Even fucking Ty Dillinger.
Yeah. Would you, I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but like, would you like to see CM Punk come back?
If he wants to. I wouldn't want to see, I wouldn't want to see CM Punk coming back because he needed the money or something.
Right.
I would want to see CM, well, not that he does, he's doing fine. But like, I would want to see CM Punk come back because Shane McMahon's calling himself the best in the world.
Dude, they're doing that.
yeah, because AEW is going to be direct
Brock
competition.
Beat his title record.
Yeah. What's bigger of a story? AEW getting a TV contract or CM Punk coming back? CM Punk is going to be bigger of a story.
CM Punk just at the status he was, and then it just went. That would be the biggest. That would probably be it would be in the top 5, one of the biggest moments ever in like the history of wrestling, if he would have just show up out of nowhere and return to either faction, either company.
No, not at all. I disagree.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. It has to be WWE. It has to.
Could you imagine though if AEW were actually to get him? Do you know like how that would affect the wrestling world?
For a little bit.
I guess it depends. You can't assume if it would be a long-term or short-term.
I know this for a fact. And I'll tell you because history repeats itself. Look at WWE. What happened when Bret Hart went to WCW? Fucking nothing.
No.
Nothing. Everybody thought that was the biggest thing in the world. He just got the most controversial moment in wrestling history. The first time you saw Vince McMahon break fucking kayfabe, right? Fucking Shawn Michaels involved. Hunter Hearst Helmsley's there, like spitting on him, fucking punching him in the face. The whole story goes to WCW. What happened? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. He got hurt by Goldberg because he couldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
But what happened when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash showed up?
Yeah, but that's not this.
No,
that's not this.
None of that is this.
No.
None of it, dude. No. The big difference is that all WCW did was take the big names that WWE had.
Yeah. CM Punk going to AEW is like Hogan going to WCW.
I disagree. Punk hasn't been around in like 4 years, 5 years.
Okay, so who made their return in WCW that wasn't around for a while and that mattered? That would be like Raven coming back to ECW. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, dude. I think like it's he was just so high. Like he was like he was one at the top.
Yeah.
And then just done. I mean, I just personally think. I mean, if it was in WWE, I think that would be great. But
he wasn't done. I mean, he got the shit kicked out.
no,
of
he
UFC.
wasn't done. Oh, please.
I mean, I feel for the guy, man. I'm sure he's a tough guy, but like he's just started too old.
I'm just saying. I think like he was just such a big name that it left people like left a little hole where it's just like we need a. It's like every big wrestler that retired still came back for like one more match, but not Stone Cold.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we need that one more match from fucking Austin. Now he had the neck injury that like Edge has, so he really can't. But like, it's like, damn, we saw The Rock again. We saw Goldberg again. We see The Undertaker every fucking year. It's like, dude, we need Stone Cold. We need that one fucking match from Stone Cold. Shawn Michaels came back last year and did a match. It's like,
yeah.
I feel like it like we need to see CM. We need to see that chapter just close. We need to see that CM Punk return. That's my opinion.
And that's everyone's opinion, of course. Everyone would love to see CM Punk, but if he doesn't want to do it, he's not going to do it.
Obviously. But I'm just saying, I think that would just shake the whole fucking wrestling world.
But to your point, though, the Stone Cold thing.
I've heard rumors that they're going back to Saudi Arabia in November. And you obviously probably know this, that whoever's in charge of that show over in Saudi Arabia pays Vince buco bucks and says, bring me big names.
Yeah.
Big names.
Yeah.
That's Goldberg, I guess Undertaker.
Yeah, Brock.
Last time it was HBK.
Yeah. For
November, apparently he's requesting Stone Cold.
Well, he can go fuck himself because if Stone Cold's going to wrestle again, it should be in America because he's a goddamn Texan.
And Vince apparently has said, hey, like, how much is it going to cost?
A miracle because his neck's fucking
broken. I know. And if that's the case, he obviously should not. But
all the CBD in the world ain't going to fix that shit.
I'm just saying.
I mean, who's he going to wrestle? Triple H?
I wouldn't care.
Actually, if you wrestle Triple H, that'd be dope. But, like, I don't want to see Undertaker wrestle anymore. I don't want Undertaker's last match ever to be in Saudi Arabia.
It's not going to. He'll be back. He'll do the next
No,
Saudi
but,
Arabia.
like, I don't, it's done. It doesn't, I love him so much. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. But
Look, he was supposed to be done after.
He looked good last time, though. He did look good. Actually, that tag team match was pretty good.
Oh, dude, if Vince is saying, hey, you want to go fight a match in Saudi Arabia for $1 million?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I get it. Again, I get the reality of it. It makes sense. Good for them.
Certain people don't want to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go.
Kevin Owens isn't going. Daniel Bryan isn't going. And there was one other person.
They probably have an open policy on that. Like, listen, guys, if you don't want to go, you don't go.
Like they're refusing to go based off of like, oh,
if you
the
do
women
go,
can't wrestle, like that's bullshit. I'm not going to support that. Whatever else.
But if you do go, there's a bonus.
Oh, they're getting money.
That's how Vince gets paid.
Yeah, Vince gets. They pay him a lot of. I'm still okay.
Yeah, I'm
like Vince is. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Dolph Ziggler? Do you think he's working with Heyman? Because he did come in when Heyman distracted. No, you just think it was this.
No, this "what was me" Dolph Ziggler bullshit is just fucking. Like, dude, like you have the most potential out of anyone on the planet. Like, literally, Dolph Ziggler could be either the greatest, like, heel in the world or the greatest babyface in the world, but he just doesn't want to do it, apparently, because he just gets put in these, or they just don't care. But he gets put in these roles where he's such a whiny little bitch all the time, and, like, that's not what we want to see. You're a great wrestler. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to see what's your finisher? You tell me what Dolph Ziggler's finishing move is, please.
I thought it was the Famouser.
It's not. It's
zigzag.
Not. Nope.
It's not?
No. Who? What's the last time you seen someone get pinned by a zigzag? It's a super kick, and he misses all. And like that's his thing. Like,
what about Kevin Owens, bro? Doing stunner now?
Yeah.
What the
like?
fuck
They're not even that good. He loves it. But I would do it too, though. Wouldn't you? If you were a wrestler right now, like if we fucking did it and we got there, wouldn't you be stunning people right now?
Is that his finisher?
Oh, he still pump up power bombs.
then it's bullshit. You don't just make the stunner a regular move. That's one of the most iconic finishing moves ever that pinned everybody 1, 2, 3, and you're just going to make it his setup move?
You know what you sound like right now?
What?
People in the 90s talking about a DDT.
I know. It's true. They ruined that
Right?
move. They ruined it.
It's the best move in
That
the world.
was the best move in the early 90s, late 80s, hands down. That put you to sleep. And
Yeah.
now it's just an average move.
You get dropped on your head.
I hate it.
Want to split this
I hate
cookie?
this. No, it's yours.
Eat this cookie right now. Yeah, no, but
you're
that's
right.
but that's the
100%.
But that's the evolution of wrestling, man. You have to. Every move,
Not the stunner.
every single move they do was someone's finisher. How many super kicks you see getting thrown around?
Oh, that's an average move now.
Right, but that used to be the fucking sweet chin music.
Yeah.
Right.
It's wrong.
How many rock bottoms you see?
Well, they do like the stand-up ones.
They
where
do it
just
differently, but it's a fucking rock bottom.
I know.
You know, figure fours are everywhere.
Worst finishing move in history.
Papa Shango.
What was that?
Throw you against the ropes and then blow at you and fall down. or you do some voodoo
No,
bullshit.
there were a few bad ones.
Worst finishing move in history? The People's Elbow.
That was a bad one.
Or John
But it
Cena.
it was built up so good though. It was with the elbow. I mean, come on. It was set up so good.
It was.
Oh yeah, the attitude adjustment.
No,
Oh.
the 5-knuckle shuffle.
No, that wasn't a finishing move.
That was.
No, he did that before he did the FU. Dude, on your shoulder and a
It was
flip.
a move.
I'm talking about finishing move.
All right.
That is a bad finishing move. The FU. Oh my God, are you kidding?
You know,
How's that any different from a body slam?
some people's finishing moves was a body slam. You know,
Just
the
saying.
world's strongest slam. Listen, the move doesn't have to be great to be great. You just got to make it seem great. What do you think is the best finishing move? Current era.
Currently. I'm trying to think of everybody's. There aren't I mean, I don't watch like 205 Live and,
No,
shit like that. So I'm just trying to think of like
mainstream
regular main roster.
roster wrestling. That's let's keep it mainstream.
Uh,
I'm kind of torn
wow, what do you got?
for originality in the fact that he's the only person I've ever seen do it. The stomp. You got to think, how hard is it to make a new move now? Like all the moves have been done. Every single which way you can touch a person and throw them somewhere has been done, right? But no one ever stomped on someone's head like that. And then
RKO.
RKO.
RKO
It's
is
a fucking
great.
diamond cutter, but it looks awesome, and he does it his way, and
I
he
know.
made it his own.
I love the RKO.
And it's a stunner diamond cutter because the key to a perfect finishing move is it can be out of nowhere. That's it. Simple. All the best finishers are just like, bam, holy shit, it's done. Stunner, super kick, RKO, diamond cutter, DDT, even.
Dude, one of my favorite, probably because
Code breaker.
Yeah, probably because he was probably the first person I've ever seen do it. But the shooting star press when
Billy Kidman?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
When I saw him do that, I was like,
Word?
I couldn't believe it. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, that was
What did
awesome.
he just do?
You know what drives me crazy? Now that you mentioned the aerials, is when Charlotte Flair does backflips.
I thought you were going to talk about System of a Down for a second.
Oh, hey. No, when Charlotte Flair does backflips,
Oh,
drives
just
me
look
crazy.
at that. You know what drives me crazy? With Charlotte Flair does
It does.
backflips.
It does. She's like she doesn't need it.
Who is
She's the biggest woman in the division.
I know.
Like you don't need to be doing backflips. Yes, it's great that you can do it, but you're gonna break your leg one day. She needs to just destroy. Like she needs to clothesline more people. She needs, you know what I mean? She needs to like bully people. 'Cause she's the biggest one.
I know.
She's trying to be smooth, which she is. She's very great, but she needs to be
Yeah.
more powerful.
Who's Asuka's tag team partner?
Kairi Sane.
Carrie Sang.
Yeah, she's fun. She has a
Let me
pretty
tell you
badass
this.
elbow.
Let me tell you this. As goofy as I think her gimmick is, I fucking love it.
Isn't it the best?
I love that whole
She's a
pirate sailing thing. I think it's great. I think her music's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all aboard.
Yeah. She's
Like,
hilarious.
I think it's awesome.
Because you know what? Again, that's something that, like, if I were to take my son to a WWE show and Kairi Sane was doing her fucking pirate gimmick and jumping off top rope, dropping that crazy elbow, like, that's awesome. That's good old-fashioned family entertainment.
I saw someone post this on social media the other day. Who was the best ever cruiserweight?
Rey Mysterio.
Think so?
Like, I don't.
I mean,
don't have to
he's
think
definitely
about
the first one that comes to
I
mind.
don't have to think about that.
Yeah, because a lot of
Like,
people.
are you talking about just WCW cruiserweights? Or
No,
like just cruiserweight all time.
cruiserweight all the time?
Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
You know why? Because he just won the United States Championship. He's fucking 75 years old.
Maybe he'll join the Lucha House Party and make them relevant.
Well, that's just. See, you know why people hate on the Lucha House Party? That's just racism.
You know what's racism? It's not racism, but you know what I think? I think R-Truth would be funny as hell with New Day, being like a fourth member.
That's racism.
It's not racism.
That's 100% racism.
Why?
Because why? Why he does his own thing? Like, he's just,
I know that, but he's kind of has that funny element like they do.
listen. There's 3 of them. You want more of them?
I mean, there's been 4. Who's the Nation had how many people?
Yeah. At one
Evolution
point-
had 4.
You know, I didn't. You know what's funny? The entire Evolution run was when I didn't watch WWE. I missed all that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, the whole beginning of Randy Orton and all the Batista, anything with Batista in it was literally I didn't watch.
I remember going to a Raw at the Coliseum. I don't remember the exact year, but that's when Orton was the legend killer. And he
I
was
remember
rivaling
that,
with
yeah.
Mick Foley.
Yeah. They had a
And,
good match too.
Yeah, that's when he was rivaling Mick Foley. So a lot of people are arguing that Hoovitude was. Yeah, I didn't see that either.
I mean, I love Juventud Guerrero.
In my opinion, it was like
he's not
it was
Rey
Ray, Kidman, Hoovitude, and like Psychosis.
Kidman?
Like, cruiserweight?
Yeah, he had one move.
Yeah, but he still was cruiserweight.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I wouldn't put him as one of the best.
No, but I'm saying like I feel like those were the 4 that kind of
Stood out.
That. Yeah.
Well, you had Dean Malenko.
He's technical. He's not cruiserweight.
Yeah, but he was awesome. And him and Rey Mysterio used to go crazy. Eddie Guerrero. I mean, come on, who's better than Eddie Guerrero?
What, technical wrestler?
No, just I mean, that's cruiserweights, man. Like he
really
led
look
that
at
whole
them as
thing.
Cruiserweights though.
Well, I guess later he was but like when he was in WCW WCW.
Another one of my favorite finishing moves ever. You'll probably be like, what? But it was Doomsday Device.
Oh well, you know,
I love the Doomsday.
it's a classic.
Put your like 5 guys together that you would want to have tag with each other in like a match against 5 other guys. And I would always put Legion of Doom as 2 of them right off the bat.
So you're just saying, what's my ideal Survivor Series?
Yeah.
What's my ideal
I
Survivor
could probably
Series?
guess yours.
Well, here's the game. I'm going to write it down. All right. My ideal Survivor Series. Now we're talking, all right, what are we talking here? Are we talking like tag teams together or just all-time Survivor Series team?
Yeah, your all-time 5 people Survivor Series team.
Like, but I know, but we were talking about tag teams. So
No, I'm just saying, like, 2 of my 5 would be Legion of Doom.
2 of your 5 would be Legion of Doom.
Walking animal together.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god, I don't have time to make this.
Dude,
list. I
when
don't
have
time to
they,
think about this. So this
like,
is,
I'm sure it has, but when have you ever seen them, if you can remember back then, lose clean?
no, I don't think I've ever seen them lose.
They lost.
But there was
WrestleMania 7, they lost to the Nasty Boys, but that was because of the Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, but remember, all
Nasty Boys helmet.
most of their matches were all squash matches.
Well,
That's what they did. They just came in and they looked awesome. They were crazy. They wrestled for 3 minutes and then they got the fuck out.
loved them.
Yeah.
Spike shoulder pads and all.
Yeah. All right.
Go ahead.
What about Demolition?
Love Demolition too.
In their S&M gear. Here comes the Yaks.
Love it.
Here comes the smell. That was
Love
so
it.
funny.
Right? Andy Obama.
All right, so I'm going all-time Survivor Series team.
If you,
So it's basically my top 5 favorite wrestlers.
I mean, I guess if you want to look at it that way.
Or do I actually want to win this match? Like I'm going that route. I'm going the fantasy.
If you had to put your 5 up against other 5 in a Survivor Series match, who would you do?
Okay. Okay, well, you know who the first one is.
I know who the first one is.
Okay. And then I need some team players. Who's Grace? You're not going to guess the second one.
Okay.
But respect to that guy. Yep. And let's go with... No. Yeah, it's a weird list. This is just off the top of my head right now. All right. There's going to be some curveballs in here.
Okay. You were all 5?
I rolled a 5, yeah.
Okay. Well, we know Taker.
Mm-hmm. Number one, Undertaker.
I mean, for you, the next one that would probably just come to mind right off the bat. Oh, you said team player?
I'm telling you, it's
Are there tag teams?
No.
Okay.
There's no tag teams. You can ask questions.
Okay.
How about that? This is a fun game. No tag teams.
Okay.
I have a hint, but only if you ask for it.
You have a hint?
Or like a clue.
For one of them?
For the theme.
For the theme?
It's not,
Go ahead.
For what it is.
What's your theme?
They're relatively newer wrestlers.
Newer guys.
Like, relatively newer.
Okay. Well, the way you've been talking about him, I can't help but say Brock Lesnar.
You know what? Didn't even think about him.
You didn't think about him.
Because he's doing his own thing.
Probably would have been a good choice.
Yeah. No, because he's not. Brock Lesnar's not a team player. He might, know.
He's not.
He would
He'll
not
win you the match.
He'll mess you up.
Relatively newer. Okay, so I'll start to think a little bit new.
It's funny too. There were like majority of them are in their 40s.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's kind of a giveaway though. That cuts out a lot of people.
So they're kind of in their 40s, but they're kind of around now. Oh, sorry. Jericho?
No, it's a good choice, but nope, not on the list.
You're not. It's not on the list.
He's not on the list.
AJ Styles.
Number two. Yep. So far we got Taker and AJ.
Taker and AJ. Let me think.
Ooh, I might want to switch one. I might want to switch one. Maybe.
No, I'd be shocked if you didn't put Stone Cold.
He's not on here.
Wow.
Again, I don't think he's that much of a team player. Stone Cold was
Team
he's the rattlesnake. Puma. He's the rattlesnake.
All right,
He can't be
guys that support each other.
You know.
Samoa Joe? No, he's not a team player either.
No, he is not. I'm talking about if world's best Survivor Series team. I got it right here. I'll just edit all this waiting time out.
Yeah, of course. I honestly, I'm trying to think of team player guys, and it's
Just start rattling off some names. And we'll see what you got. Just tell me what you thought originally. Like you said you knew my five.
Originally, definitely Taker. I would think you do Stone Cold. I would think you would do possibly Macho Man.
Man, you're living in the past. Man.
I know.
You're living in the past.
That was the
you gotta get with what's now.
That was the time for me. All right, so you got Taker, you got AJ. I think it's a team player. Daniel Bryan?
Nah, you're not gonna get these.
Not gonna
All right, so I got Undertaker, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio.
I was thinking Rey Mysterio. But I was like, why would he put Rey Mysterio?
Because he's the greatest cruiserweight of all time.
Okay.
We just established this. Then I want another big guy, right? So I went with either Braun, but then I backtracked a little bit and I went with Big E. And I'll tell you why I went with Big E. And I'll tell you why, because Big E has a lot of tag team experience, and Big E is shown to be a true team player.
Okay.
So shout out to Big E, Florida man on Twitter. And then my fifth was CM Punk.
And CM Punk.
Yeah, just because I feel like
That is a very interesting team.
dope team, right?
Interesting team.
Right? Who's gonna beat that team? I got everything covered. I got first of all, I got great leadership by The Undertaker. Right? I got experience and just pure skill with AJ Styles. Obviously, I have Ray, right? So Ray can just get in and out of little small places and he has small hands so he can steal things, right? I got Braun or Big E, so that covers my big guy quota, right? To kind of, handle any big guys that come our way. I mean, who's bigger than Braun, right? And then I got CM Punk because I don't really know why. I guess he's a wild card. You never know what else is left, what else you might need. You know what I mean? You might need someone to be a little shifty. Maybe get a chair, maybe distract a referee, That's where CM Punk comes in.
Interesting.
But I can cross CM Punk over with Jericho. I think, for sure.
Yeah.
I think they have similar qualities.
Big E.
Yeah, I mean he's a powerhouse, and he's not gonna mess with you. Like he's gonna get that hot tag and come in and do his thing. He has experience with tag teams.
He's not going to be one of the survivors.
No, I mean, obviously you got to, and every war has its casualties.
Yeah.
but come on, beat that team. Beat that team.
Well, I mean, I can't do. I mean, LOD, I can't really. I have to take them out now. So.
Yeah, right. They can't handle Big E.
Can't handle Big E. So random. All right. My 5.
Man, I am proud of that team I just made.
See, I don't look at
Top of my head. So you gotta see. I'm thinking about winning this match. I'm thinking about covering every basis that wrestling has to offer. I think I did.
Okay.
The only thing they need is a manager. So who do we got here? Well, no, Big E. I mean, if you got Big E in there, you got fucking Xavier Woods out there with his trombone. Yeah, man. CM Punk would definitely get the win. He'd be like, he would get that last win. That last cover. Okay. Without, say that again?
Without choosing any of the same guys you chose.
Okay. So I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Well, you're stuck in the 80s. No? I can ask questions? I can ask questions, right? So, any tag teams?
The one, no.
Okay.
The one hint I will give you is that technically right now, there are a couple that are still wrestling, but not regulars.
So, like, one-offs? Like The
Here and
Undertaker?
there. Kind of, yeah. Kind of.
Okay. Well,
Maybe a little more frequent than that,
okay.
but not.
Kane?
No.
Shawn Michaels?
No.
Really?
Nope.
All right. Well, I'm trying to think, because you were probably thinking about guys to combat my guys, right?
Kind of.
So
Like, it's very easy to just pick okay, I'm going to go with Stone Cold, The Rock,
Shawn Michaels, Undertaker,
Shawn Michaels,
Mick Foley.
Undertaker,
Yeah. All right. Jericho.
No.
Really?
I left him off.
All right, so that goes to classics. Yeah, anyone from current wrestling?
Again, just the
On and offs?
yeah.
Really?
I do have
so mostly 90s?
There's some late 90s, early 2000.
Early
There's
2000s.
180s.
Who was doing anything in early 2000s?
Well, they get into.
This is all WWE or is there WCW?
There is one WCW.
Sting.
Yes. I knew that right away. Sting.
Yeah, that was a good
one.
one. Okay. All right. Man. Juventud Guerrero. All right. Ric Flair.
Chavo Guerrero. No.
No. Any cruiserweights?
No.
No. Oh, so you're not gonna combat Ray?
No, that's okay.
Okay. All heavyweights?
No.
Okay. Any giants?
No. This is a straight in their prime.
The Rock?
No.
Jesus Christ. All right.
There is one from like 80s. So
Macho Man.
Macho's one.
Got that.
Ooh, yeah. Did you see the video of that guy on
Dan Soder?
Oh
Yeah.
my.
He's so
God,
good.
That was unreal.
He's so good at it.
Because
I'm the cream of the crop. Oh, yeah.
I like eating my meat, talking about touching little kids. Yeah, like, it was so good. I gotta watch that again. It was.
By the way,
good.
Macho Man's rap album is out there.
Dude.
Make sure you download it. And if you didn't know he had a rap album, I'm not shitting you. He does.
Owen.
Now you do.
I listen, and I would not have listened to it if Flight wasn't canceled.
No. God. All right. So who do I have so
So
far?
you got Sting and Macho Man.
Sting and Macho Man. All right. Jesus. All right. Triple H.
It's 3.
Triple H. 1, 2. It's on.
This is on. Probably the worst beginning to any theme song ever. 1, 2. This on.
It's on.
If I text that to Andrew right now, he'll lose his shit.
Do it. Call him. Let's call Andrew. Let's just call Andrew. All right.
These other two guys, Attitude Era.
All right. Attitude Era. All right, here we go. Are any of them in DX?
No.
Cool. All right.
Let me put X-Pac. I mean, like,
I thought maybe you'd throw in like a Road Dogg or something.
no.
Kurt Angle.
Yes.
Okay. Mick Foley.
No.
No. So what do I have? Sting, Macho Man,
Triple H.
Triple H,
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle, all champions. All champions. Is it what?
You think you know me?
Oh, Edge?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll say this: my team would kick the shit.
I knew you would say that if I put Jesus Christ 5 times. You would have said that, so it don't matter.
I'm just thinking. I mean, Edge. What's Edge doing? These, who's he gonna spear somebody? I got tombstones, motherfucker.
You have Big E.
Yeah.
That's enough. Dude, him and Rey Mysterio right off the bat would be automatic eliminations.
Hold on. Say your list again.
Macho Man,
Okay.
Kurt Angle,
Right.
Edge,
Okay.
Sting,
Okay.
Triple H.
100% Rey Mysterio eliminates Kurt Angle.
100%
100%.
that.
Because Kurt Angle doing all this confident stuff and like beat him up and then boom, Ray hits him with a roll up and pins him. Everyone goes crazy.
Imagine you can like.
That's why.
We should make a simulator that will like play these out.
With just fantasy wrestling
Why not?
scenarios.
Why not? I think that would be
Hilarious.
fun.
Yeah. So anyway,
When this book gets filled up, we'll look back and be like, yeah. Here.
we just did an hour and 41 minutes.
And we spoke about 2 matches.
Yeah, weren't we?
When you think about it, it's like, all right, we got 3 shows to go.
Yeah, we're supposed to talk about Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. All right, man. Well, it's been real. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, man.